Hey guys, it's Christy. Thank you for clicking on the channel. This is more of a weekend dinner. We're gonna make some ribs. We're gonna make two different ribs. We're gonna do beef ribs and we're gonna do pork ribs. We're also gonna do some smoked potatoes, throw on a head of garlic, smoke that garlic, and then we're gonna do an apple fennel slaw to go with it. So let me flip the camera over and show you what we got going. When it gets to my seasoning, I just mix it together because I'm going to do a mustard base on both of the ribs. The mixture is salt, pepper, onion, garlic, paprika, and some cumin. I kind of prefer those seasonings most of the time when I'm putting stuff on the smoker. So we have a Traeger smoker and we're putting that at 375 to put the ribs on. So let me show you what we got going on. All right, guys, I have a whole bunch of foil packets here. So we've got beef, and pork. And I always like to put like a mustard base. I like to put it on my ribs and on my brisket. I think it just helps tenderize it and gives it a nice flavor. Let me see if I can get it better angle. There's so much foil here. Hopefully that is a little bit better view of the meat that we are working with. So we're gonna use that one for the pork, and I just got my little spoonula. These are beef ribs that I just got from Costco. And I don't want to use that on here just because that's beef and this is pork. Okay. And now we're going to put some seasoning down. I do believe the pellets that we're using are cherry. And that's just because that's what I had at the house and I didn't want to go get any more. Okay, I'm just gonna flip this and do it on the other side. All right, guys, so we got our ribs all mustard and seasoned up. Now I'm gonna move on to my potatoes and my garlic. Again, a lot of foil, but I'm using my smoker today, so I just wanna make sure that everything is cooked and doesn't get burned. On the garlic, you just cut the top of the head off, and then you just douse it in olive oil, and then you just make it into a little package, and it's gonna smoke and it's gonna be delicious. For the potatoes, I washed them really good. I mean, like, scrub the crap out of them, because we're gonna toast up. When it's out on the smoker, it's gonna get the smoky flavor and it's gonna toast up. But I'm also gonna put some, I'm running out of this guy. I'm gonna get some olive oil on him. And then I have some sea salt. It's like a little bit bigger chunks of salt than my pink salt that I have. And I'm just gonna put it all over the potato. And as it smokes in the smoker, it's just gonna turn out amazing. So then we're gonna just wrap him up like we did the garlic. And then so I'm gonna do that to the other two as well. All right, guys, so the next item on the list, I want to make it now so that I can set in the refrigerator and just marry together. So it's a fennel apple slaw. So the base is just like you're making a coleslaw. So some mayonnaise. I would say you just want it to dress, like barely kiss it. So I would say that's a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. I'm gonna do some apple cider vinegar, probably about 2 tablespoons. And then very little amount. I think the recipe says like a 1/4 cup of sugar, but I don't like that much sugar. So I'm probably gonna put like 1/2 a teaspoon, and then salt and pepper to your taste. And then we're just gonna mix this up. The best you can. We're gonna toss the apples and all that in it and taste it to make sure it has all the right seasonings. Okay, I'm gonna pause on that for a second. I have a bowl of water beside me. That's for my fennel. I have washed my apples, but the fennel is a little bit tricky. So we're gonna just chop the top off. And we wanna thin slice it the best you can. The ratio on this salad is 1 fennel bulb to 1 apple. And I'm gonna put it in the water just because I wanna try and make sure that there's no dirt or anything hiding in there. It has a hard core in it. I'm just getting that out. We're gonna do the same thing to the next one. All right, so I have my fennel just soaking to get the dirt off of it. And now we want to cut our apple pretty thin as well. So we've got 2 apples here. I just quarter them. If you have one of those fancy dancy apple cores, you can use that. So all I'm going to do, because I want it to kind of look like coleslaw. I cut them like this first. And then we're just going to make them into matchsticks. See? All right, so I'm gonna finish the apple like that. All right guys, so I drained my fennel and I chopped up the apples and I just kind of added them together, and now I just want to dress them with the basically coleslaw dressing that we made. I mix it all together. I have a bad habit of getting the wrong size bowls. It's okay. We're gonna make it work. While we're doing this, I'm going to put a little bit more pepper. The liquid from the apples and the fennel will also loosen up the dressing a little bit. So you just got to keep working with it. And I'm actually gonna cut up some of these and wash them, and we're gonna put it on top right before we serve. if I can stop making a mess. I just want to make sure it gets tossed real well. Good thing my hands are clean. All right, let me give it a little. It's pretty good, and the longer it sets, it's just gonna marry those flavors. I think it needs a little more salt. Okay, we're just gonna continue to mix together. I'm gonna put this in the fridge until it's time to eat, and then I'll show you putting the little greens on. All right guys, so this is my Traeger. So I have the ribs on one side, there's the beef ribs and the pork ribs, and then on the other side we have the potatoes and the garlic, and we're just gonna let it go for a couple hours. All right guys, I have pulled my ribs from the smoker. They were on for almost 2 hours at 375. I temped them. They're both at 105, so they're at tender texture temperature. I googled it on the internet just to double check. So they're both completely cooked, so I'm just gonna sauce them, and then I'm just gonna throw them back up to get a little bit of heat on the sauce, and then we're gonna cut them up. So you just wanna make sure you sauce to your likings, or you could leave the sauce off if you're not a sauce person. Alrighty guys, I have chopped up all of my ribs. They are looking very good. We've got some pork ribs on this side, some beef ribs on this side. Our slaw turned out good, and our potatoes are nice and crispy and smoky. And I'm just gonna have pork ribs because that's what I like. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe. I hope you try to make some ribs yourself and some apple fennel slaw. Thank you.